to the Albany News Update Show. I am your affable host, Jonathan Madden, and to my stage right, the ever-affectionate Brian McKenzie. Brian, how are you doing this evening?
I'm ever affectionate.
Ever affectionate. Yes, I just described that. Let's see what happened around the capital region. Poke a little fun at it. The Times-Union reports the town of Bethlehem has unveiled a new technology for food scrap composting. Said town supervisor David Van Leuven, it's part of a drive of not just dumping everything in a giant hole and pretending everything goes away, which also happens to describe my eating habits when I get depressed. Multiple news outlets are reporting on the building that will never die. Yes, we're talking about Central Warehouse in downtown Albany. Evan Bloom, the former current owner, who once had plans to eventually create an art gallery to exhibit underrepresented artists, has now filed paperwork in federal bankruptcy court to allow him to sell the building at auction to the highest bidder, hoping for at least $500,000. Evan, you ain't going to get 2 tacos and a slice of Swiss cheese for that derelict piece of property. Good luck with that. However, I guess he did achieve his goal of exhibiting underrepresented artists based on all of the graffiti that covers the exterior of the building. Who keeps covering it up? That's what I want to know. The Times-Union reports that the state appellate court rejected the Albany Diocese efforts to keep pedophile priests' psychological treatment records secret because the treatments were not performed in a confessional booth. In a confessional booth. There we go. All right.
Audience.
A little bit of, thank you, studio audience. We appreciate that terrible timing. Let's move on to the Daily Gazette, who reported that Glenville approved a 2-year solar moratorium for its agricultural residential district because apparently Glenville just wants to watch the world burn. Ladies and gentlemen, it's that time of the show where we have Mr. Brian McKenzie do his BMac attack, ranting on something. I'm trying to get him to do something more local, but he just keeps fighting me. So, without further ado, we'll turn it over to Brian, the BMac attack. Go ahead and do your rant on something that's not part of Albany, but I'll be okay.
Albanites don't even care about Albany.
Oh, man. I'm trying. But go ahead. What do you got?
Next week, I promise.
Yeah, that's what you said last week or 2 weeks ago, but we'll see.
Anyway, this is important.
Oh, this is important. Here we go.
Very important.
Here we go.
Folks, I finally figured it out. The answer to all our problems. There are too many of us. It's as simple as that. 8 billion of us on the planet. It's too many. We're living longer. Medical technology is improving exponentially year to year. And crotch goblins keep dropping at an unprecedented rate. Crotch goblins. Something's got to give.
Crotch goblins.
Mother Nature was onto something, or as conspiracy theorists might have you believe, a Chinese lab scientist with the latest pandemic. Not even a dent. AIDS, Ebola, swine flu, bird flu have all come and mostly gone. Forget about measles. Kids these days don't even know what measles are.
They don't.
Diseases are there to weed out the weak, to keep the population in check, and to have balance in nature. Cancer is hanging on by a thread, thanks to environmental poisoning. Stem cell research, be damned to hell. Where the heck are all these people going to live? Eat. And more importantly, poop. What happened to the murder hornets? Weren't those things going to kill us all?
I thought so.
Yep, just like the killer bees. All false hopes. Maybe the bees couldn't make it over the wall. Sharks can't do it all. Heck, most people don't even live near the ocean anyway. Shark Week on TV isn't helping the cause either. I only go into the ocean up to ankle height. Animal Planet isn't getting it done in thinning the human herd.
They're not.
Sorry. They got their own problems anyway, as over 16,000 species are endangered to the point of extinction. Looks like we can't count on them. Poor animals.
Poor animals.
Oh, I heard something today from somewhere. I guess it's news, go figure. Anyway, the amount of plastic in the oceans will exceed the amount of fish by the year 2050. Plastic, folks. Then I was driving home and I heard on the radio that famine in Africa has parents there concerned for their newborns. Concern. Famine has existed there for decades. Incidentally, there are several countries on that continent, Jonathan, that have an average birth rate of 6 children per woman.
Interesting.
Yes, that's what I was going to say.
That's what you were going to say.
6 children per woman.
Per woman.
I arrive home, turn on the TV, and it's news about wars in which military targets, the military targets innocent civilians instead of the opposition's military and tests nuclear weapons. Turn the channel and it's man-made global warming. Turn the channel and it's the Amber Heard Johnny Depp trial.
Riveting.
Mickey Mouse is under fire in Florida. Marjorie Taylor Greene is just being Marjorie Taylor Greene.
That she is.
All of this indicates one thing, people. Hope. That 8 billion could be headed south after all, and I'm not talking Mar-a-Lago. That's right, audience. I'm talking sheer reduction numbers here. I have faith that mankind is going to take care of this problem all on their own. So keep arguing red versus blue, right versus left, Eminem versus whomever. You won't see it coming.
Oh, man.
I wish I could laugh like Plankton from SpongeBob. That would be epic now. So, when is Tulip Fest?
I am not 100% sure. I'm not 100% sure. Thank you, Brian, for the BMac attack.
My next report's going to be on Tulip Fest.
Oh.
It's got to be coming up soon.
I hope you've been mentioning it very often, so I hope that...
priests molesting women, or priests molesting... Oh, Jesus.
He's molesting somebody.
Audience, don't laugh.
Not a good thing, which is not a good thing. Thank you, Brian, for another wonderful BMac attack.
Quit while I'm ahead.
Quit while you're ahead. Now, some of you watching this show may remember the local classic rock radio station Pix 106, and in its heyday, no one could beat the morning radio show of Mason and Sheehan. Bob Mason recently passed away, and here in the studio we have the producer of the Mason and Sheehan show, Kevin Baker, known to the morning audience simply as Baker. Kevin, welcome to the Albany News Update Show.
Oh, pleasure to be here, gentlemen. Thank you so much for including me in your program.
Was everything fine in the green room?
Everything was fine in the folded-up ping pong table that you have for a green room. I stood right in the middle of it and enjoyed some pizza, actually,
yes.
while waiting for my moment to star here.
Never say we did not treat our guests with respect. Now, we're going to make this quick, as everyone's attention span these days is about as long as a tumbleweed going through an old western town here. But Kevin, how did you meet Bob Mason?
Well, I was an intern at Pix 106, the morning show intern, and I had a very extensive interview. I had to meet with the promotions director, who asked me, can you be up at 5 in the morning and can you be drinking a beer by 10 in the morning? So that was how I got the job. I said yes, and I met Bob way back in 1990, January 1990.
That's a long time ago. That's a long time ago.
Yeah.
Maybe, Brian, maybe we should have beers. You think we should add that to the show? And
I?
Maybe.
It's probably time you guys loosened up a little bit here on the anus.
We're not loose enough.
Yeah.
The name of the show is Anus.
Right.
There's nothing else.
I understand. I understand.
All right. Now, with Bob, when was the last time that you saw him?
Oh, God, it's sad to say, but it had already been a year when he passed away. We had gotten together, Mason, Sheehan, and myself for the first time in many years. We got together and had a beer and hung out. It was like not a day had passed. But yeah, I didn't see him again after that. Talked on the phone a couple times, but that was it. And he passed away a couple of weeks ago, I guess it was.
Yeah. And that hit you pretty hard, yeah?
Yeah, you're not ready for it. You
Yeah.
wish, turns out he wasn't well, but hadn't told anybody.
Mm.
And, yeah, you always wish you had that one more conversation, or you just picked up the phone and just called,
Yes.
because you say to yourself, you got to call, and then you don't call, and then he's gone. So, yeah, that definitely stinks.
So, all you former radio producers out there who haven't talked to your morning hosts in a while, go ahead and call them today.
Yes, absolutely.
Call them today. Now, you had a number of antics on the show, but there was one that actually got you sued. You've only been sued once.
We were only sued once.
Only sued once.
Yeah.
What was this antic?
Well, that was something that we called the photographically challenged bride. That wasn't the name of it when we started the contest, but that's where it ended up. And we actually did this contest many times. But yes, someone did take offense to being chosen as such. So yes, it was a private settlement. I cannot speak on how it all ended up, but yeah, we had to go through the process of being sued. Yes, there were lots of crazy things we did. I like to think of the breakfast clubs and the live broadcasts. And
Yes.
being banned from Lake George by the mayor, and having the state police line up at the exits to Cobleskill, New York, when we went out there for an appearance. Oh yeah, legendary stuff.
Legendary stuff. Well, Kevin, we appreciate you coming on the show and spitting a few tales. I remember Pix 106. Didn't listen to it. I was more of a Fly 92 kind of guy.
I think,
Of course you were.
yeah,
Yes.
I mean, we had that pegged, I think, even before I sat down.
Oh, thank you very much.
Richard Marks and you, I'm sure, go a long way back.
Hey, whatever it takes. I even forget the name of the song now. What was it? I will be waiting for you. I don't even know. The name
I
of the
don't
song.
know.
We'll see.
Right. Bread was classic rock.
Well, thank you, gentlemen. It's been certainly a pleasure, and thank you so much for the pizza in the green room. I can't wait to come on the show again.
Yes.
Sorry, Kev. If the audience got my humor, maybe they'd laugh more often.
I don't know. I think we're having trouble with our studio audience this time.
They're obviously enjoying
Yeah,
themselves.
they think you're hilarious, though.
Well,
Great.
I do
Big
what I
Bob
can
Mason
do.
fans, you guys, and
All right, I'm gonna head out because I know Jerry Jennings is waiting to come on for his.
There's a
weekly
blast
sit,
from the
so,
past.
Yeah,
Is he still alive? Is he still?
as far as I know, he is.
He's
yeah.
still alive. He's still alive. Thanks again, Kevin. We appreciate it. Let's see what else has happened in the capital region.
Love them.
The town of Guilderland has reversed itself and is now going to allow recreational cannabis dispensaries. Town board members decided to allow the recreational marijuana after tax revenue say what? A lot of money in that tax revenue for the marijuana. There we go. There we go. WNYT reported.
Dubage.
Yes, I am familiar with the term. WNYT reported that drug charges were dropped against a former Greene County kindergarten teacher. Turns out giving kindergartners 34 pixie sticks for a snack, while not a great idea, is also not illegal.
Well, unless those pixie sticks are filled with, well.
No, I don't. There was no pixie sticks. I made that up because that's the joke. I don't even know what it was that she was arrested for. I just made up the. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Just forget I even brought it up.
I've already forgotten. Moving on, the Albany High School robotics team is headed to Houston to participate in the first Robotics World Championship at the end of May. Nothing to poke fun of here, although we did want to give a shout out to the Robotics Club president, whose name is Thor Hammer. Most awesomest name ever. Although we wonder what other names his parents considered. We're going with Ballpeen, Arm and, MC, and Jack. Thor Hammer, that's incredible. Make it quick.
What about small peen?
Small Peen Hammer.
Move along.
All right, let's go ahead. And finally, the Daily Gazette reported a Schoharie County resident was arrested and accused of stabbing a man with a multi-tool. The stabbing took approximately 54 minutes because apparently the attacker used every one of the 19 tools available. including the wire stripper and electrical crimper. How do you stab somebody with the electrical crimper? Well, he certainly got his money's worth.
Audience.
They're on it. They're on it. They're on it. Thank you, everyone in the local capital region. For those of you in the studio audience, once again, thank you for stopping by and joining us on the Albany News Update Show. Please support the local news, and you've been updated.